Hi, and welcome to another 9-minute Bible study. Our starting point, Psalm 37, verses 1 and 2. Let's read the verses. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. What do we see here? We see the righteous looking at the wicked, those who are sinning and using this sin to get ahead in life. And what are they saying? The wicked get ahead, prospering, getting all the promotions, getting all the benefits. And the righteous looks and says, hold it, that's not right. Well, first David said what? Don't worry or don't stress out. And the second part, don't be jealous because of their success. So many believers, when they look at what's happening to the evildoers, they see the cars, they see the houses, they see the bank accounts, and what do? They become jealous. Well, David is saying, don't worry, don't become jealous. Why? Verse 2, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass. They would be the evildoers, the wicked, the ones who are sinning and using this sin to get ahead in life. Now, what does David say? They will soon be cut down like the grass. I'll use a more modern expression here to explain this. They're going to be cut down to size. They are going to be judged. Now, this is what I meant by the believers needing to look at the big picture and not necessarily the small picture. The small picture, the things of this life. When we worry about from when we are born in the natural to when we die in the natural. And in that time, it does look like the evil are prospering, and even worse, they're going to get away with it. What David is saying here is, no, they're not. This is why we need to look at the big picture. And the big picture is this. Once a man dies, there is eternity. For the believer in Jesus, that would be us, what's going to happen? We will pass from death unto life, and we will forever be with the Lord. You can say from that point on, we are the ones who are going to be prospering. Now, what's going to happen to the evildoers? These would be, well, to begin with, not a believer in Jesus, but doing everything under the sun to get ahead, including things that are down and dirty. Well, once they die, what's going to happen? They're going to lift up their eyes and they're going to be in hell. And if they thought that was bad, when they get to the great white throne judgment and try to explain to Jesus what happened, they're going to be found guilty because they're in their sin, and they're going to be facing eternal judgment in the lake of fire. So what am I getting at? Us, the believer, we can't always look at the small picture, this lifetime, and say, they're getting away with it. There's no justice. We need to look at these things through the big picture. And the big picture is eternity lasts forever. Let's try to use an example here. Let's say of the 24-hour day, 1 minute is our lifetime. That's nothing compared to what? The rest of the 24-hour day in all that time. We can't get worried about what happens in that 1 little minute and not lose sight of everything that's going to happen going forward. The wicked, sure, it might look like they're prospering in that 1 minute. But for the rest of the time, what's going to happen? Torment in the lake of fire. The big picture. Believers in Jesus. When we look at these things, we need to look at the big picture. They will be, the wicked, cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. In other words, they will die. A herb doesn't get water, it dies. Now, what about us? Hey, we got the living water. So we're going to live. Let's go ahead and look at verse 3. Trust in the Lord and do good. So shall you dwell in the land, and verily you shall be fed. Trust. What is trust? A full faith and confidence in Jesus. Now the subject is who? We, the believers in Jesus. We are the ones who trust or have a full faith and confidence that what Jesus says he's going to do, he's going to do it. That God the Father, what he told us he will do through Jesus, he will do this. So what do we see? Trust in the Lord, trust in God the Father, and do good. Now, we as the believers, think about this. We know we're supposed to do good. But how are we supposed to do good? There's only one way we can do good, and that is, yes, follow the leading and the guiding of the Spirit. When we follow the leading and the guiding of the Spirit, we will be led into what? Righteousness. And then we can do good. Now, those around us, those who are not trusting in the Lord, what are they doing? Everything underneath the sun to try to get ahead. What are we doing? We are following the Lord, trusting in the Lord. And in trusting in the Lord, we're really doing this. We're going to trust you, Lord, that in the big picture of all eternity, everything is going to work out. Trusting in the Lord that the wicked will not prosper through all eternity, while the righteous do prosper in eternity. So what's the meaning here? The meaning is, even if everyone else around us is getting ahead because they are sinful, we are to do what? Trust in God the Father, and then follow the leading and the guiding of the Spirit, and do good. Now, the next part of the verse, let's start by looking at it from the point of view of Israel. So shall you dwell in the land. Now this, for Old Testament Israel, was what? Living in the land of promise. When they didn't do good, what happened? They went into captivity. When they did good, they were in the land. Now, what about us as believers? Obviously, we're not inheriting Canaan, but we are inheriting something else. What is it? John 14, verses 1, 2, and 3. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. In quick summary, our place is to be with Jesus through all eternity in the place that he is preparing for us. That's the land we will be dwelling in. And we'll pick up with this in the next lesson.